All right, folks, let's go ahead and get started. I'm your Nivelli. Welcome to another episode of Star Technology. We've got a spooky dungeon. Dun dun dun. It's full of bats. And a storage controller. So I finally got around to this is probably going to be ME stuff. And then around the outside, I'll put like some scaffolding up there and stuff. And, you know, it maybe doesn't look the greatest. It's literally a cube. I think I'm going to call it Castle Poneglyph. I was thinking about putting like every outside surface has got like random wingdings on signs. But that seemed like a lot of effort, so I didn't. Yep. All right, so there's nothing there other than that's the thing. And also I almost lost it because I put the water down so I could get down and do the bottom parts. And then it froze. Oh, that was unfortunate. Anyhow, that took way longer to build than it should have. And I do like I don't know if you can see it on YouTube. The artifacts will probably mess it up. But there's like a moray pattern as you're walking back and forth. I can't quite figure out what that's from, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so I don't even know what I've done. That's not true. I do know what I've done. I've done a bad thing. In here, this is where we've got our ore processing plants. These are all the ones that just require water. They're all like at the tier 1. And we're finishing the tier 2 ore processing because some of them we've just never processed. There's not a lot of reason to, but, you know, why not? And I think I'm going to... I don't know. I'd like to just... Okay, so like manganese. We don't need to do anything with that. But pyrolusite, there's nothing to do with pyrolusite. Oh, well, I mean, you smelt it to a manganese ingot, but... You basically just electrolyze it. So I guess we could just smelt it. Anyways, point is we don't need pyrolusite. We need the manganese. So I'll probably... It seems like so much. It makes me... Not stress. Stress is the wrong word. But like this one, well, this is a 9-2. So we'd actually get more if we just smelted it than if we electrolyzed it. Interesting. Anyhow, point is... Well, we do need the dust. I don't know. I'll go back and forth. Anyway, so this is half of the tier 1s. It's the salt outputs, and it's everything we get from basically the ore miners. I think that's the other 6. And then there's 3 secondary that you get from like sulfurous mineral mixture or oxygenous. And then these ones are going to be for the gems. And I ate all the tungsten steel I had. I made all of the extra blocks. But I don't know what I did wrong with counting it out. I thought I had enough tungsten steel, but it literally looks like I had enough for half. Right? Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half, and 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half left to do. So the best I can come up with is I don't know. I can't figure it out. Oh, you know what? I bet you I thought... Because these are so weird. These guys make 2 each, and I probably was thinking that these guys made 2 each. That's probably what I did. Anyways, I was very shocked when I didn't get it all, and I am out of tungsten steel. But the fact that we had that much free tungsten steel is a good thing. We can run up here and just see how far have we gotten back. Titanium, yeah, we're at 219. So I had about... Gosh, it took so much. It's like 1,500, and I'm not even looking forward to the... It's sodium persulfate. If the use is on that, and we use it in the ore processing setup, there's 31 of these guys. I don't know that we've got all of them, like calaverite. The ones that take 6 or give you 6 outputs are, I think, abydos ores. Yeah, but like we could do tantalite, I guess. Although, aren't we already doing? That must be a side product from monazite or something. Anyhow, that's on the horizon. Now that I finally... It was just one thing after another. I'd leave it while I was doing other stuff and come back, and I didn't have any more tungsten steel. And that's... I mean, I've been trying to build up enough tungsten steel to do that for days now. The automation factories over somewhere were eating a ton of it. And then, you know, I'd do an episode and we'd eat half the tungsten steel components. That's fine. It's fine. But today, finally, I think we have everything we need for assembly lines. We need assembly line control casings. Oh, come on, tell me up. Control casings. Okay, we got, and I didn't count. I just made as many as I could kind of do. Assembly line casings. I've got the stuff for some of those. Data access hatch. We've got 2. I'm going to try to set up 2, but so far every time I try to set up 2 machines for the first time, I just really run out of time. And then we've got assembly line gratings. These were easy, so they've got 2 stacks of them. These get used in like everything. So there's the assembly line, circuit assembly facility, which I want to make. I can't tell you how much I want to make that. That just seems fun. The problem is everything. Well, I'd have to redo everything. It's a terrible idea. All this stuff I want to make. I want to make all the things. Just it doesn't matter if it's good or not. I just want to make it. It seems fun. That's what I did. If I can figure out where he did it. Blast smelter room. So I put 2 more blast smelters in. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I only did the 1, and then we did most of this. So I finished up HSSE. So we have HSSE ingots. HSSE is over here. HSSS is over here, which we need for LuV stuff. Watertight steel. So at some point, I totally forgot that this was here. And then maraging steel. And maraging steel, maraging, we need plates for stress-proof casings. And this is for some of those other multi-blocks that we don't have yet. It seems so dumb, but, you know, I'll probably do large wire factories. And maybe we'll have like a whole floor of nothing but wire factories. A large quantum compressor, which acts as a compressor, and also it can do extra stuff, I think. Or maybe it just does one thing. Anyways, super pressure heat chamber, which is kind of cool because this is this giant. We need it late in a little bit. I say a little bit. It'll probably be like 50 episodes. Dimensional destabilizer lets us get a couple of cool little items, and it's dimension based. And then the large SIF cob works. This is really what we need it for. I couldn't remember, so I had to cycle through them all. You need the vibration proof for this. And this is going to solve our issues there. The problem right now is actually tungsten steel. Crushing wheels is ultimate. I've got that. Tungsten carbide we've got. Secure maceration casing is 0. Oh, see, I need another ore or another alloy. Oh man. Okay, so many alloys. It's just a slow process, and a lot of it's just going to get done on camera because there's only so much you want to watch me. I have been thinking about doing a stream. It's kind of, I think, the summer. I can't convince myself that I can spend like 5 hours away. I've actually got a whole bunch of summer work I'm working on. Yeah. Anyways, let's not delay any longer. I think we've got everything we need for this. So let's go one of these. Not the assembly line. We need the casings. Okay, so if you click it, it puts it in there. If you shift click it, because there's something in there, it takes everything out of there. And then you have to shift click it again. So, I mean, you could just shift click first, but I keep trying to go to the recipe, and that doesn't work. So we've got 32 of these, and I think we only need 1 per ingredient. So for making the motors, we should only need 5, 6, 7, 6. I don't know how you get the fluids in there. Do you need another line for the fluid? Like, does this need to be 6 long or 8 long? We'll find out. We'll need to get samarium, but samarium is easy enough. We just smelt it. Oh, no. Oh, I meant to throw some of those in. And this requires the helium. We might be out of helium, too. Uh-oh. Okay, anyways, let's make this, and then we'll go check. Because we might just have to get it set up and then come back to it. So we made the assembly line casings, and I've got enough stuff to make 2 assembly lines. Okay, and so we've got 2 data access hatches, 2 assembly lines, and then if we get one set up, we'll move. So to make not the control hatches, I need to make more clay. We don't have any clay going. I got rid of a bunch of stuff in here, so I don't know where anything is anymore. what is that? LuV assembler. I was gonna make the multi-block assembler. I thought that'd be kind of cool, but you need LuV parts to make the LuV power insert hatch. So, although, hold on, maybe we can bypass all this. If I go into card assembler for create, ooh, that sounds fun. It's the large assembly something. Large scale assembler, large assembling factory. Recipe. Okay, accepts exactly one energy hatch. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, so these don't improve anything there. All right, that's cool. Task complete assembly line. All right, let's go. Let's go try. Well, I don't really want to use the thing because it's gonna mess it up. And then the next question is, where are we gonna put this assembler? I think the answer is parts maker 2. Right, this is where all these guys are being made. So if I run over here, and I do have this terrible habit of I've only got one warp, and then I try to do everything over in the corners. Let's smoosh up all the way, and that way if I put a wall in here, I put a wall in here. That's fine. Okay, so what does this look like? I don't know what that is. Where does the assembly line? There it is. There's the assembly line block. Okay, so assembly line block. Can it go anywhere? No, these are input. Because they're inputs, sure. That's the output. So I know I should have looked at this before, and I have. I've like obsessed over this, but okay, that is top row can be energy hatches. It looks like, although I don't know what that is. Oh, that's it. Where do we get the fluids in? Maybe it does have to be. This is going to be some experimentation, I think. Requires research. Oh, this is the research it requires. Okay. So let's just start laying things out, and then it'll just take some time to play with it. Like I said, I think I've done this before, but at the same time, I feel like every version is different. Okay. Oh, and you know what? We actually, how tall is this? 4. And this room is 5 tall. Uh-oh. Because we actually need to access from the bottom, don't we? So, okay, let's look. Can I? These have to be input hatches, and it doesn't cycle through anymore. I keep mentioning that, and it keeps being a source of frustration to me. Okay, let's start. Yeah, let's do that. Let's Okay, so we need 6. Let's start with 6 and hope that's enough. You know what? What if we look in here? Does this have the assembler in it? Or is it the other one? Oil blocks. I need to make the 16 amp IV hatch, but power first. This is going to eat like all of our power. I need to make styrene butadiene. That's on my list. Go read about chemical skips. We already have. And okay, so it's not in here. A circuit assembler. Assembly line and research begins. I need to make an elite scanner. I have an elite scanner. Okay, this is what I wanted. This is what you use to make more advanced components and machines. Sorry. We'll do the voice. And this is what you will use to make more advanced components and machines. Inputs must be placed in that order and only use ULV input buses. If something has multiple unstackables, a forming press with a rename is a good way to differentiate the item in inputs. A forming press with a rename. Interesting. Okay. I don't know what to do with that. has to be put in that order. No, I don't want to be there. I want to be in here. Look at this. And that's green. These are all green. That's red. It's one output hatch, one energy hatch, 4 input buses, and this. Okay, so the input buses. So it's got to be longer. It's got to be. But then how do we determine? Where it's right there. It looks like it does these last. I think. We'll try it. We'll see what we get. Okay, so let's go ahead and just save ourselves some effort. And we'll go grab, I know I was right here, but I did just notice that it wants a UOV input buses. And I think I have, oh no, UOV output buses, but that's okay. Sure. We'll do, it's going to be 6. And then we'll do 1 output bus. And I don't think I've got the hatches. So do we have to use ULV input hatches? Let's assume we do, and it doesn't matter that much. So I think we can just run over here and grab some ULV machine casings. ULV, and it should just be, is it a wooden barrel or a drum? Battery storage. It's glass. Oh. Well, that's easy enough. I can do glass. That's right over here. Here. Good job. I don't know if you ever do anything on ladders. I don't a lot, but every once in a while. And that is always my paranoia. I am paranoid about ladders. I don't mind heights. Heights is not the thing. It's something about the ladder and the not having your stable footing. Now, if you listen closely, you might also be able to hear some. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do one more. I'm betting that that's a thing. Okay, so input hatch and input hatch. 6 buses. I'm really hoping we just put them all in from the bottom. And then you are 3. So down, 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 down. And then I guess there's no reason not to do the output bus down. Okay. And then this will be fine because we will just put the ender drawers right there like that. And actually, I just realized we don't want them down. Those ones can be down. Instead, we want to use robot arms. And we're going to keep the exact number that we need. So it'll be 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, a stack 2. So 1, 2, 2, 4, a stack 2. 1, 2, 2, 4, a stack 2. Oop, keep exact. I could probably keep a stack in there at all times, but let's try to be, let's be reasonable at this. Yeah, 2. Okay, so on the outside is whatever these guys are. Is it? Oh, that's why it looks like solid machine casings, because it is in fact solid machine casings. That makes so much sense. I was trying to line up why the numbers didn't seem to match. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, nope, not firebox. I have, well, I'm actually starting to run out. You use these to make a couple of different things. So I've been making those things. All right, and I hope I'm doing this right, because, oh, I did also Hyper, who is in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, there's a link down below. It's okay if you don't. I understand. I don't join a lot of Discords, and I've got a lot I'm in, but it's hard to keep track of more than like a couple of them. Yeah, so we got stone brick cover facades. It literally says crafted using 3 iron plates in any block, but I just they said that I did try it, but I used steel plates instead of iron plates, which is a little embarrassing. Okay, we need those. Okay, we can go grab those. But in the meantime, we'll put the control casings down. Let's go grab, what did we decide? 18? This is becoming a big mamma jamma, isn't it? I don't know that I've got enough space for all of the things that we're getting. This might end up being like the LuV floor more than just generic components floor. Where is, it's over here. All right. That was pretty easy. I need to get some speed. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have made the carbon fiber suit by this point, because I bet you that's got a speed upgrade in it. Okay, and then up here, we'll do this side all assembly grates. And then in the top, in the center, is, I don't know what that is. Casings. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. We only need 1 casing per, but I didn't realize it was going to be 9 instead of 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because we have 6, right? 6 inputs, 2 hat fluids, and that. I'm hoping that's right. We'll see. And then, what else do we need? We're going to need power, and I think each one of these is going to get their own low power thing. So what do we need to make this guy? IV power. That's fine. So let's go grab a... I'm tempted to just do regular, but I think we better do... I am out of shellite. That's not ideal. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to pause it while I go get some more shellite. I don't have that automated yet either. Curses! Foil the game. Wire the game. Something. Do I have any in here, maybe? Nope. Okay. I'll be back. This is where I got stumped. Nope. So I did actually set it up. I was thinking, surely I set that up. But it's only HV and this requires IV. I did put black bronze somewhere, though, and I don't know why it's not making more black bronze. That seems unfortunate. It's got to be over here in the 4. Is black bronze? Well, I guess I can check. Oh, it's just 2. Okay, electrum and copper. Why are you not running then? It would be back here. Black bronze. Maintenance fine. Nothing in there. Copper. I should probably be setting this to run while I'm doing this. 4. I didn't set the... Oh, that's a frustrating error. Think of all of the black bronze we could have by this point. If only. If only. Like the Lorax said. Alright, I'll be back. It's going to have to mix for a while. Okay, sorry we're back, but... I mean, I'm not sorry we're back. Oh, I've got this running at LUV speed because I was clever. Gave it a 16 amp energy hatch. It's only EV power, but okay, cool. Yeah, so let's run this up, and it's going to take a very long time to smelt. Let's see how long. 90 seconds each. I'm going to go and come back physically. I'll be back. Alright, I might have fallen asleep. I did not put that in the right one, did I? Nope. Okay, well, that's fine. That was a nice little late evening nap. So if I'm a little grumbly sounding, you now know why. What I find interesting is, it's been a couple hours, and the cicadas have gotten louder, like a lot louder. But it's different cicadas because they're not picking up on the microphone anymore. I find that crazy. Okay. Oh, we need to go off and grab bits and bobs, as some people might say. All right, so we just need to. Yep, that one. And then I will be very clever and not forget that I will need to power this thing. So because it's been running for a little while and everything's caught up, I'm not real worried about. I don't know, the power. Oh, I should have closer crafting tables, shouldn't I? Should have like a crafting table on a stick or whatever it is. I always I don't know, the older I get, and this is, I'm sure you have experience with something along these lines, but the older I get, the more I realize just how linearly I think. And, maybe you think non-linearly or whatever, but sometimes that causes issues because, like right here, it makes it difficult for me to remember. Oh yeah, I was doing a thing. Sorry, I was doing two things because whatever that first thing was is the thing that I go try to do, and then that causes hilarity, I guess. Okay, so you got power, and then across the top here. Oh, does it have to be in the top? I just assumed. Yeah, we'll do it right there. No. Panic. Help. That one. And then, so this can only be, I mean, that's got to be power, right? That looks like power. And the other option is the steel casings. Looks like it. Okay. I keep forgetting how big this is. Now, the nice part, of course, is, once we get this up put together, we don't have to worry about it too much after that. Okay, so what goes in this line? It looks like the data access hatch. And, oh, that is, okay, so this can only, it has to, am I doing this backwards? And then the data access hatch. I am a little worried that I'm doing this backwards. And then what goes? It's just the grades, right? Oh no. I keep trying to go into the quest book, and it's not the right answer. Oh no. Do I have this all backwards? Does it have to go that way? That would not mess me up too much. Okay, that's the first thing that we're going to try changing, though, if this doesn't work. Come on, dude. Get with the program. All right, form. Didn't form. Uh-huh. Okay. That's actually it's an easy fix. And then where'd they go? And then this guy has to change. Oh, that's right. They're UOV, so they're going to look different. That's fine. All right, and you're going to go there. And then I did just realize, though, that we want that. Oh, no. Okay, so this will be okay. I do have to change everything. So it goes right to left, huh? It does. It goes right to left. I must have kept turning it around like right away. Okay, not a problem. It might be easier if it was up one more level, but I definitely don't want to deal with that. Okay, well, let's see if it forms. And then if it does, output bus. Where's my input bus then? I put an input bus over here. Dead card. Normally I have them stored as inputs. So, all right, you go up that way, right here, right that, like that. So and so. I am cautiously optimistic. Oh. I have to change all those, but oh, well, that would be why. Okay. Not the right ones. Grading. Structure incomplete. Uh-huh. Is this the wrong kind of glass? I could have sworn. Laminated glass. It did this before where it didn't like the glass I picked. Am I misunderstanding when it says, okay, what did it say? It said, items to be placed in that order and only uses UOV. If something has multiple unstackables, a forming press with rename is a good way to differentiate the item in inputs. Do I, well, that would make this much more difficult, wouldn't it? Okay, if I grab this, swap it out for the output bus. Let's dispense with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, want to be. Okay, that's not it. I don't like when things don't work, and I have no idea why. Input bus, data access hatch. Output bus. You'll notice that I'm not worrying about the solid machine casings. Yeah, so what I think that it's doing is when you tell it to give you the structure, it just puts that block down but slightly smaller. And so like these ones, it's already there in case I break it. So when it's glass, it's just inside the glass. So it's not actually telling me that that's wrong. I think that's the case. Maybe it wants the heck, let's see. That might be it because we have had issues with that before. Okay, you come with me and solid machine casing, yes. And assembly line grading. And then obviously I'm going to try to go over what we learned. Still not formed. That's got to be the data access hatch, right? Yeah, creative data access hatch. Okay. We put solid machine casings down. We put assembly line gratings down. We put assembly line casings down. Laminated glass, assembly control casings, input buses, output buses, energy hatch, data access hatch, and assembly line. We put all those things down. Okay, let's try this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Structure complete. I really wish it would tell me, like, if it's checking, why can't it tell me where it is that the structure is incomplete? It's not that I don't understand that it's not a IV energy hatch, yeah. It's not that I don't understand it's part of the charm, but when your explanations are so obscure. Wait a second. I have an extra input bus. Did I miss putting one back? You guys are good. Output, input hatch. Oh, does it not like the input hatch is there? But why do I have an extra input bus then? Oh. That would also do it, wouldn't it? Okay, let's try that. I mean, we've got to have, it's got to be, it's got to accept hatches. There's no way. Incomplete. Okay. I was going to keep you on while I figured every one of these stages out, but I don't want to. So let me, actually here, let's try this. This is not quite as ideal, but if I, yeah, let's do this. We'll do 1, 2. I've got another assembly line. This is not where this is going to stay, but what if I did it on this one? Okay. Everything's the same. Assembly line casings. Output bus. Did it automatically put an input bus? It skipped those. Okay, so that's definitely right. Is it possible that that's what this is? I mean, that brings up a whole other question, right? Oh. Then how do I get the fluids in there? Nope, not in there. In here. Okay. Okay, we learned interesting things. I'm sorry. I know I'm not saying anything. I really am, like, we're looking at every single block, and since I have to guess what these are, I mean, I know I could look and compare down here, but since they change, that's not helpful. Okay. You have got the structure formed. And now that, okay, what if I go like this? And then we go to input hatches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the buses are all right. But that does mean we don't need 2 of them. But then how do we get the fluids in? Okay, what if I direct swap this for a fluid input hatch? Don't I have... Oh, it's UV. That's it? What about this one? That doesn't work. But this does. Oh, well, that, gosh, dang it. That's so much easier. Okay. Okay. We can make this happen. So let's tear all this out. Okay, because we only needed the 7. Right, it's 6 ingredients, and then the 7th is the output. That all tracks for me. I'm repeating it because that's part of how, you know, I'm going to make sure I know what I'm doing later. I try to do this again. The input, it has to go right to left. It can't go left to right. Like in this case, left to right makes most sense with the flow, but I can get past that. The location, well, let's double check. Let's double check. Where'd my assembly line go? Oh, it's over there. I was panicking. No, where'd it go? Okay. So what if we put that there and put the data access hatch in the same place? And then this was grading. Casing. No, grading. Did not like that. So the assembly line block itself has to go in the exact rightmost spot, I guess. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because I guess that's how it also determines orientation. Because, right, this one is going north. And so it knows that this is always going to be here. So the block face is west. That means it knows that it can look north for the things. Okay, that's reasonable. It's got the data access hatch. And then where would we want to put the liquids? I think we'll put them in the back. That seems like the easiest place. So I need 2 blocks for the liquids to flow. Okay. Form. Okay, now why? Oh, those are buses. Shouldn't be so hard. The blocks all just look exactly the same, and apparently I'm not reading. Okay, so you're gonna go down. You're gonna go down. I need to clear these out. 7 blocks. Okay. Because these guys need to all get fixed. Okay, so they're all done. Oh, come on. Yeah, you've already got it at the bottom. Oh man, this is so much easier. Like, I know that it was frustrating. It took me a second, and you're probably sitting there going, "No, do it like this." Cool, I get that. That's fine. I appreciate that. Feel free to, yell at me. That's okay. I don't mind. I can take it. But I already forgot what the number was. It was this guy. 1 2 2 4 6 2. So this is 1, 2, 2, 4. I got, yeah, 2 2 4. 64, 2. Perfect. And you are like that. Let me just double check each one of these because we're going to block it up, and that makes me nervous. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got the assembly line done, and I guess I didn't really think this through too well because we didn't do more than that. So I'm going to go and put this down right here so I can make the next one. Oh, do I want the same? I think I can probably do that. Like, we're going to want some space between them. So what if I put it there? And you can go like that. And I'll put the next one like right there. That's too much space. We don't need that much space. But one, so I can get back here and like fix things. Probably a good plan. I don't need to wall these in because they're already entire monolithic blocks already. Yeah, okay. I can live with this. I didn't need as many shellite wires as I thought either. Energy. Oh, because I need... We've already got it. Cool. That there. Powered, powered, powered. Great. And then... Is that everything? I think that's everything we need. Oh, data stick. So if I throw the data stick in there, it doesn't change anything. That's what I was curious about. Like, does it change to a LuV motor assembly line or anything? No. Okay. Let's toss everything in here. And we will come back to it in a few moments. Oh, I don't need muffler hatches. I had that in there just in case. Just in case. Yeah, that all could stay there. I'm not. That's definitely one I'll clean up. Definitely won't leave it there forever and ever. I would never do that. I would never just leave a box of random gear just sitting on the floor. And anybody tells you that, they're just pulling your leg. Okay. Output hat bus, input buses. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can't make at least a couple of these, even before it's automated. So we need to come in here, and I'm going to grab... We'll do the Sumerian by hand. Actually, I can just Shift K. If you don't know, this has got the mod in it where you hit Shift K and it will automatically combine, like it is a 2x2 or an 8x8. Sorry, 2x2 or 3x3, depending on where you're at, whatever's in your inventory. Okay, these guys have got to cook, and I really hope it doesn't take forever. Oh no! EV. Okay, you know what? Actually, I can do that. So I forgot that we haven't upgraded that to HSSG. Do I have? I think I've got like 14. Yeah. Nope, that's RTM. What do I have for HSSG? 18. I could make one of them go. Let's try this though. I've got one extra down here. This is such a terrible idea. I kind of like, I miss the days of carrying the hot ingots by hand. I'm kind of just hoping to go back to it. That's all it is. All right, so if I do this and this, you give them ones. In case you were wondering what the new additions were down here. No, niobium titanium and vanadium steel. So niobium titanium, we've got enough ingots. I think I even have the I think I made the come on, vacuum freezer. This is getting to be a dark corner. There's no lights over here. Niobium titanium, nice. Oh, and it's like full. Nice. Okay, cool. What kind of niobium titanium wire did we need? Just 1x. So this is maybe a bit much, but I don't mind. We'll just toss it in there. We do need that extra material though. So I'll put this in here. And got it. And then what do we do with it again? It goes in the assembler. Polyphenol. Go file. I don't remember if we made that or... Did we automate that? Huh. I cannot remember if we made that. I might have to stop this episode before we even finish this because I'm not jumping into a whole new project right this moment. And I don't think you want me to do that. We got the assembler form, and that's you know, honestly, and that one is like 90% of the problem, or the battle. Polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl butyrol. And this one isn't running. It's got the propene. It's got the carbon monoxide. What are you missing then? Oxygen. This is why. I hate that. Okay. Okay. So this one's got all the oxygen. Yeah, and then this one needed some oxygen too, it looks like. But it was sending them both to here. Which actually, honestly, I could probably fix that. And swap this over. I'll have to fiddle with that at some point. Anyways, just, you know, have it come across instead of having two warps. But again, what I've done to fix this is I use multiple different types. Anyways, that was it. Polyphenol. Hey, look at that. We have some. Okay. Let's steel. Okay, what are you not? Dichlorobenzene. And oh, come on. And it's oxygen. Okay, yeah. It's just that is slow. I need to find the best way to get fast oxygen, and right now we're just electrolyzing water, not because it's fast, but because it's easy. And I kind of envision like a whole array of those. All right, how do we want to get this then? I should really have this automated at some point. So the thin polyphenylene, it's probably easiest to... I mean, I guess I have a foil extruder. In fact, I have an extruder. Yeah, we'll just try that. Plate. Oh, maybe I don't have a foil. Okay. Foil extruder plate is just an empty mold with it at the bottom. Okay, that's easy enough. We'll do that. I know I've made them. I'm assuming it's in a thing somewhere. Okay, so if I throw you in here with... Oh, I know. We need the fluid solidify first. All right, I'm catching up with where I am. Fluid solidifier. Nope. Fluid solidifier. There we go. And here we'll just do that. Hopefully you're not pushing it down to the bottom. Probably should have it set to do that, shouldn't I? This is going to eat a lot of space in our doohickey. Alright, so you there? Yeah, that'll work. Just need a stack. Assembler, silicone rubber, you, and polyvinyl chloride sheets. Which are over here. Nope. Nope. I need a plastics making room that just does plastics. We do need to make the next tier up of whatever the silicone rubber is, and we need to make the next tier up of polyethylene, whatever that is. But those are, you know, just constantly keep making new demands on ourselves. Okay, so we got those. We've got samarium running, HSS rods, HSS rings, HSS rounds, and fine ruridate wire. I don't know if I've got any ruridate. I think I used it all. If I have any, it's over here. That's all rhodium plated. Aha, okay. That's going to be another thing that takes a minute to smelt. I'm going to, when we run out of things to do, but I think we were going to have a fair dinkum of things to catch up on. Okay, I have actually got, this is very annoying. I've got osmiridium set to go and ruridit set to go, but they require an IV machine. Yeah, so we actually have to grab, what is ruridit? It's 2 to 1. What is it? 2 iridium and good. Oh, we have no. Come on. Come on. At least take you. What's eating all of our? Good enough. I'm not gonna fix every problem that we got. Something I how do I phrase this? I would be remiss if I stopped using. Why are you not mixing things? Gallium, ruthenium, phosphorus. That's weird, right? Shouldn't it be making this? Maybe on a 1. I must have changed it away from a 1. Nope, it's on a 1. Oh, I've got ruthenium in there instead of gallium, phosphorus, indium. Oh, I'm missing indium. For some reason, I've got like a ton of ruthenium. I mean, I know what I said for some reason, and after I just put some in there. But, yeah. Okay. Let's go grab the HSS stuff. I've got enough of that going that we should be able to just... Oh, keep reading. It's up 1 level. And this was all HSS, yeah? HSS. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab 2 stacks. Why did you not kick back on? You have helium. You have... Why doesn't it have... Uh-oh. I bet you this requires iridium, and we are... Nope, that's osmium. Iridium. Okay, we're just out of iridium, and I don't know why that machine's not working. But like I said, we will tackle that some other time. And we'll... It just has S. Good. Okay, we'll jump over here. Come on. One more. There we go. So we can do... long rods. And then we actually, this is so dumb. We grab this, and we actually lathe the nuggets. Get the rounds. I mean, it makes sense, right? But still, I feel like it's a little dumb. I'm allowed to feel it's a little dumb, right? All right, we got the rods. I made a lot of rotors so that we can make more of the casings or whatever they are. In case you're looking at my shame. And HSS rings. Rods, rings, rounds. That's not confusing. Rings. We've got a ring mold. Do we have a ring mold? Small pipe mold. Oh. Oh, there we go. That looked like a pipe to me. And the other ones don't look like pipes, so, you know. So be it. Okay, how many of these do we want? We'll do 32, sure. Oh, that's... Oh, it makes 4. Okay, well, pull some of that back. And then samarium. Actually, this mixer should be done. Yeah, okay. And I'm just going to toss that there. You're fine. I'd like a lot of this stuff. The alloy glass smelter seems like it would go 40 seconds. We only need like 1 though. Wait. Where did my... Oh, okay. That tracks. I was like, where did this go? And I knew that was going to happen when I was putting it in the non-standard location. But see if that stops me. You can't stop me from doing dumb things. Yeah, 38 seconds. Okay. This is going to go bad. Good enough. Good enough. And this should be okay to go right into the ice bath I've got upstairs, whatever you call it. Oh my goodness, if I can find where my ice bath warp is. It's this one right here. Alright, so you go in here. No! Oh, because it needs the liquid helium. Okay, okay. I know. I'm... Normally I do everything very straightforward. But I get nervous when I'm doing the recordings. And I don't want to, like, stop, you know, because we've already well exceeded the length of the episode that it's supposed to be. I think I can do this. No, duh. It's gotta be that one. Quick, there we go. Okay, because this one's already got the liquid helium in it. How long do you take? 3 seconds each. I'm not waiting for the whole thing. I'm gonna come back later and be like, where did that samarium go? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna pause it because I am gonna wait the whole time now because I am gonna do that later. Okay. Should be about done. It is done. Great. And if you weren't here last time, basically we've got 2 freezers. One accepts helium gas from this modular router, which is pulling it from, I hope, the atmosphere. It might not be. It might be from under atmosphere. And then it freezes it to liquid helium. That pushes it over into here. And then this one uses the liquid helium, and it produces helium, and that pushes it back over here. It pushes 500 back, which means that if we keep this guy stocked with 750, we're never in a situation where it backs up because it's got too much helium. That would be easier if it was a lossless system, but it's slightly lossy. Well, it's actually 50% lossy. I don't know why I'm down here. All right, we are going to go ahead and... Oh, we got to make this... Oh, we got to polarize it. Do I have a polarizer? I hope I've got a polarizer. I know I made one, but I actually made like a bunch of them. This could be... I'm borrowing trouble. Don't mind me. Samarium. There we go. 32. 9 ticks. Okay. And then there are going to go... Yes, excellent. Polarizer. Have another polarizer! It's a little fun pow for you if you follow the classics. Alright, 8 seconds each. I can live with that. Okay. Ruridit's cooking. This is going. We've got the long HSS rods. We've got the long HSS rounds. We need the rings. We'll grab the rings. We need the wire. I think we've got enough. We'll only have enough for one. Now that I think about it. Right? Because each... Or will we? Ruridit wire, really? Okay. This is going to take too long for me to make you sit here and watch, though. Yeah, 40 seconds each, which means... it's not doing too bad. Rounds, rings, and rods. We got those. Sorry, I just think that's a really funny phrase. What else? Do we have cooking someplace? The cables. Okay, we'll grab the cables. We'll grab the rods, and then we're just waiting for that. Let's go double check that this worked. Yes. And this is working. That's good enough. I guess it doesn't matter. We are waiting for the one upstairs. Although I think, now that I think about it, we could probably Let's do a partial batch. Okay, so that's 18. That should make 2. We should be able to make 2, right? Okay, so what I'm basically going to try to do is set it up so that it's... That's 16. We don't want 16. We want that one. Perfect. Find Ruridit prior. Ruridit. So hard. I don't know if it's hard for you. I don't know if it's a hard thing to say or if I'm just... Like I'm slightly... My mouth is not cooperating. I had a crazy meeting at work today. That's also like sitting around in the back of my mind. I don't think I can talk about it, but basically... Oh, my bosses want things for me. That's okay. I don't mind doing things for my bosses. I like my boss. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Oh, please have oh, I almost had to go make more ender drawers. Okay, let's look at this in order. LuV motors, long Sumerian rod. When it says it has to go in order, I assume it means that it's going right to left. Let's grab this guy because we're gonna populate these from outside. And in fact, if I were being true to myself, perfect, I would actually box this whole thing in, and all of these would get made right there. Oh man, that's too much. Especially when we get to I don't know if I showed you this recipe here. Assembly line. I mean, that's cool, but you know, it makes sense that like the hardcore armor is going to be a lot. LuV sensor, whatever. Robot arm. What is this? Okay, so we need long rods, more gears, small gears, more motors. Okay, so the motors and the pistons we expect. Wrongs, okay, you know, long rods instead of regular rods, that's fine. But 3 different tiers of processor, what is that not madness? Instead of 1 small gear, we've got 3 and the big one. So that's 7 ingots. Oh, man. These are getting really expensive, and I don't think I have the infrastructure to fix it. Luckily, like that's why I think LuV is kind of like your new HV that tracks, because I think you're supposed to kind of retrench. That's, you know, for example, I can make the void excavator. I think this is the one we can make here. The void, yeah, this is the good one. And it does all that, right? But the point is that it's tungsten steel, RTM alloy coil block. It takes a coil block. That's crazy. I wonder. It has to just be specifically RTM. Tungsten steel gearbox, stress-proof casing. That's the one. That's why we haven't made it yet. It needs 1, exactly 1. I don't know where it goes, but it needs exactly 1 stress-proof casing. So you have to have the alloy blast furnace to make the maraging steel. So that might be a good next target, because I think we can make all that. That goes there. Yeah. I'm very excited if we can get just a couple of these motors going. That's going to be huge. HSS ring. Okay. And I am going to have to make some more ender drawers, which is funny. I make them by like the pair of stacks, and they're gone before I even know it. Yep. That makes the next one is rounds. Did I lock that? Which I didn't. These have got to be locked because I want them to know where they go, or I want to know what's empty later, right? Without having to constantly look up the recipe. I could make signs. Not a big fan of that. I don't actually read my own. Sorry, that's just really funny. Also, I don't read my own notes. I keep going through all this copious note-taking process, and then when I come by, it's not that I'm purposely not reading it. It's not like I'm like, instructions. True man don't read no instructions. I'm not doing that. I just literally don't even see the fact that there was a note there. Because again, you know, I'm very linear thinking, very problem solving oriented. Okay, so you're not going because it needs the liquids, right? We've got 1 input hatch and 2 input hatches. I think I might need to make some modular routers. I might be okay. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put, yeah, we'll put this one down. So I still haven't been able to get it to work where where I just put the modular router there and it automatically, yep, that was a terrible noise. I'm so sorry. I still have to use the pipes. I've tried a bunch of different things in the off season, as it were, and I just can't get it to work. But I can, if I'm in a pinch, use fluid thingies. I prefer this because I feel like it's a little bit more. I feel like I have more control, even though I probably don't. Okay, so I do have the sender modules. I've got the universal cell. I need to make a bunch of different kinds of cells again, so that I can do this a little bit more cleanly. I'm not there yet. You saw the oxygen was stacking up. I thought that was going to be a edge case. It turns out I thought it was going to be a corner case, but it turns out to be more like an edge case. It does happen. I just thought I could get away with not fixing it. Okay, we are going to do lubricant and soldering alloy. Right? Okay, so I have to do these one at a time, or else I will absolutely forget. Dang it, I didn't. Okay. I'm gonna have to make 2 trips. Lubricant's being made up top, right? Yeah, 448. And this is lubricant. Yeah, it's pulling out of here, going into here. Yeah, you see all the different places it's sending lubricant. That means that if they're not operating, which they're not because we haven't seen one come back, then it's very likely that when one does suddenly start operating, if it's not this one, it'll just send it here, and if it's full, so it turns out to be much more common than I thought. Okay, so this one's got the empty, so that goes here. This one is gonna. Those are all stainless steel, so I can cheat a little bit and use this one, right? And basically, I'm just gonna make aluminum cells and other kind of cells. Yeah, and then if I go, doggone it, I didn't. I gotta make a trip back and forth. Yeah. South. Let's make 2. I got carried away with chatting about what I was doing instead of actually focusing on what I was doing. This one. So you're gonna get that. So you send the empty one back. And then we should be able to run over here and see that it's just going to go back and forth between them. It's down on the other side, right? Now that there's not as many machines in here, I do actually start remembering where everything is. Well, not perfectly, but pretty close. Okay, back. Okay, cool. That means it's working. Next is soldering iron, which is in a corner as well. Nope. And maybe. It's not this corner, it's the one downstairs. Nope, that's a chlorohydrin. Oh, it's all the way over here. Okay. That's not. Oh, I see. Here I was just bragging. There we go. It's right here. Okay, so in this one, let's see if we can do this a little bit more cleverly. You are going to send empties back here. Empties go there. Full ones. Full ones are going to go over to the one we're about to set up. Okay. One of the things that I tell my students all the time is, don't be afraid to draw pictures and to literally talk things through and explain it very simply. And basically, I do that because that's literally what I do. As somebody who's teaching all this stuff. I still talk it through. Everybody I know who's any good at it talks it through. And I go talk to people in industry about what are you doing. They love talking to me about it because the more they talk through it, the more they understand what they're doing. So just throw out there that, don't be afraid to talk your way through. It's fine. Empty one goes back, right? Empty over to the other side. This one's here. Okay, good. And import. And we're not actually going to get to see it start. I want to see it start. I hope. Let's pause it. I really hope that I hope the liquids don't matter. They can't possibly matter, right? Wasn't it? I sworn it was right there. Right here. Okay, cool. And then you get that one. Great. Okay. We are on a roll. Oh, man. This is... I think we must have spent 50 episodes trying to get this doggone solar cell going. Look at you go. And then if I do this right here. Oh, it's 30 seconds. But it is saying LuV motor. Come on. It's very exciting. I love the idea of the assembly line. I love the idea that you move it around and it's a pain in the neck to set up. Like all of these inputs right next to there it is. There it is. We've got it. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, people of all races, creeds, nations, and various self-identifications. We've got the LuV motor. We don't have the... Yeah, I know why we don't have it. Okay. I was slightly anticlimactic. Let's go reclimactic. Let's go reclimact the climac. That's the what I said, and I'm sticking to it. All right, polarizer scanner. There we go. Quest line complete. Assembly line. And why did it? Oh, it doesn't give us bonus points for getting a thing anymore. See, it says finally we can upgrade with parallel hatches. I don't think we could have gotten parallel hatches up until like just now. Really? Databank? Wait. Let's just store research data in mass. Don't tell me. Wait a second. I'm going to be very, very cross. I'm not going to even say it. I'm not going to jinx things. Okay. Whew. Oh, that is a relief. I suddenly panicked. I think what we would have to do is make the data sticks and then make a scanner and copy one data stick over. Because it eats the... But then we'd have to loop it back in itself. Oh man, it would be a pain to have to automate a new data stick for every recipe. We do have two. Why is... Shouldn't we have gotten it at least for in here? No? Nothing. Okay. I mean, I'm not that upset. But okay. All right. We've got this. I suppose we are probably getting close to making these quantum processors. Platinum wire. We need to get the advanced transistors, nano CPU chip, and fiber. Okay, so we are not close. We could probably push it if we wanted. The ASOC is not too bad, I don't think. We just have to get the Nakoda doped wafer, which is probably a bit of waste. That's one of my new ones. But I'm thinking, let's go down here and take a look. Okay, I know it's not gonna work. You know how I know it's not gonna work? Because we gotta have the self-cleaning machine. Otherwise, it's all the what am I saying? I'm saying words and they don't make any sense yet. Processor assembly. Circuit assembler. That's what I wanted. Circuit assembler. There's a large, this one here, which I kind of really want to make. In fact, we should just make that. Yeah, we should just make that over in our independent area. Except they all need to be in the clean. We could put it in the clean room. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Anyhow, it needs the cleaning hatch or it needs to be in a clean room, right? So the problem with the cleaning hatch is it requires UV stuff. And I say that, but I guess we're probably not close because we're just now making LUV ones. But as soon as we make all the LUV components, we can kind of just bump right over to the UV ones, can't we? Mm-hmm. Food for thought. Okay, so on our list of things that we are so close to, it's like I'm not even gonna say spitting. We're not even spitting distance. We are like tasting distance from large Civ cardboard works module. Wait a second. Why is this a module? Crushing wheel, rock sifter. I don't know. But large Civ cobbleworks should, just given water and lava, make all of these things. They're all HV recipes, and it has perfect overclock. So we can just go right up to IV power. In fact, we could probably even just give it the ZPM power, but it doesn't do subticks. That's okay, because we could do all of that's why they've got the different recipes. Right, so this is a 6-second recipe. Boo, we don't like that. And you get 1024, which means you've got to have an output size of 10. Is that right? 64, 128, 256, 512, 16. You got to have a HP output hatch in order to catch all that. But we can go up to 2048 for all of them. There's a 256, 512, 1028, 4 of 2048. And so we'll probably, anyways, yeah, we're in spitting distance of this guy. So let me just double check. Do we have everything we need? Robust tungsten machine casings, yes. As soon as we finish, in fact, I can go cobble the ones, salvage the ones from the incomplete ore processors downstairs. Stress-proof caving, bro, with the words. Stress-proof casing, stainless steel frame, super easy. Maraging steel plate. In fact, I'm just... Look, we're going to go... I know this is totally off topic from what we were doing. I'm just so excited when we make progress. I want to make more progress. Like the meeting today, they wanted me to do stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'll go get right on that. And they were like, no, hold on. Not yet. We have things we need to do. It takes time. We have to get approvals and stuff. I was like, nah, it's fine. I'll do a mock-up. You just wait right here. I'll be back in 10 minutes. They were not amused. Of course, I've only been at this particular job for about a year. Oh, I grabbed too many. That's fine. I've only been at this job for about a year. And I tell my boss, he's in the room and he goes, huh, you haven't quite been at this job for a year. You're still a few days away from a year. I could fire you at any moment. You're technically we need 2 of these. You're technically on probation for your whole first year, and so I can fire you for any reason. I mean, I wouldn't. I was like, you can't fire me. He's like, oh, dude, it seems kind of cocky for you to say that I can't fire you. I'm the only guy in the place that would fire you. It's like, you can't fire me. Too many people would get confused and want to know why your best teacher is getting fired. You'd have to answer too many questions. Wouldn't happen. Days before I write out my thing, you can't fire me. And even if you did, all the other people in in your role, all the other supervisors, they would want me, and then you would lose me as a resource. He goes, oh, and then he got mad because that wasn't how I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be like, please don't fire me, and I'm not playing that game. I probably shouldn't be talking about that. He's probably gonna come watch this at some point. Be like, he told that story. I really like my boss. He's hands down. So I've got 2 bosses while we're waiting for this. I've got 2 bosses, and I know you probably don't want to hear it. I have had the worst bosses. I mean, T can tell you. Everybody else. I mean, we're talking literally. One was an actual felon, like on the FBI most wanted list for a while. One of them had a literal actual breakdown because she lost Was it $250,000? Like she just didn't know where it was. Literally just poof, gone, and she had a breakdown right there at work. Which I mean I understand, but still, like, handle it a little bit better, maybe, please. Anyways, we got stress proof casing done. So now we can make this guy. I'm trying to think. There's tungsten steel pipe casing, tungsten steel frames, everything else. So this might be next episode. I've got so many things I want to make now. We need to make those. We need to make the sieves. Sieves is coming up. We need to make the rock collector, the void excavator is coming up. We need to make the advanced fluting drill. So many things. So many things we can make. Very exciting. All very exciting. And we've got the LuV motor. So here's the problem. I want to just make like the conveyor belt. Because we're going to need conveyor belts at some point, right? Oh, rock sifter. Ooh, that's ugly. I don't want to have to do that over and over again. I guess is my point. But even the conveyor belt requires more HSS rings, more HSS rounds, HSS plates, HSS screws. Oh, that's a lot. We are going to have to make some of this stuff on site because, like, I don't have just plates sitting around. So I think maybe here's what we'll do. I'm glad I waited to end the episode because I do want to. I'm going to set this stuff up because I want to have the motors at least done. I'll set up the robot arms. I think. What comes after motors? Probably casings, but LuV casings I can do on their own. I can do those right here. So it's motors, conveyor belts. Okay, so I'll do conveyor belts. It's not getting us closer to our goal, but you know, make stuff. I might make pistons. I might make yeah, but that's the order. Motors, conveyor belts, pistons, robot arms, pumps. Yeah, I'm almost positive that's the case. What's an LuV regulator? What is that? Ah! Well, that makes sense then, doesn't it? And if you remember, again, the reason we're doing all this is to make the LuV assembler. So we just need 2 arms and 2 conveyor belts, and we're done. But you, like at the earlier stages, you could just, you know, brute force your way and making it, right? Like I could manually microcraft all of the bits and pieces and then shove them together. But there's only the assembly line in this case. We have to make them this way. Again, I am not opposed. I find the assembly line to be just like if there's a whole mod pack around nothing but assembly line, everything had an assembly line recipe, and you had like assembly line everywhere, or you had to like you only got one assembly line block, and you had to like hot swap it around. Like who is it? Is it Theseus and the 3 witches? So you know they've only got 1 tooth each, and they share 1 eyeball each, and they've got 1 something else. I don't remember. It's 1 tooth, 1 eyeball, and 1 something else, and they trade them around between them. And so Theseus steals the eyeball, and that's how he gets out. That like a mod pack like that, but it's assembly lines, and you can only have 1 assembly line block. That would be cool. But you know, we can dream. We can dream. Anyways, we have got LuV. We have officially entered the LuV age. Just the toe. Before we were kind of dipping our toe. Now we have submerged a toe. We have a submerged LuV toe. It's kind of purple. And it's not very clean, but we're there. And in the next couple episodes, we're kind of gonna strengthen our position. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to phrase it. So, like I said, I think I'm gonna do the other ones off camera. I don't think there's gonna be anything interesting in me setting up just bam, 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 assembler after assembler. In fact, I am gonna brute force it. I said I was gonna automate some of the bits and pieces. That will come, but like. I literally just need these things. So I'll just make a bunch of all of these, throw them in there, and however many I get is however many I get. And then I'll do the same thing over here for conveyor belts. Yeah, I think that's going to work. And then this line is going to be just all of the machines. So like I said, motors, conveyor belts, robot arms, and then I'll see how far down we get. In fact, I might even have room at the end to do all of the microcrafting. And then we'll enter them back over here. That seems like a reasonable plan over here. And I'm very excited. The assembly lines were driving me crazy because we seem to always get there and not quite. But we're almost there. We're almost there at the next tier of solar panels. Oh, I didn't even get into the fact that we actually bottomed out on power. I just barely put down the last one of these extra solar panels when we hit 0 power in the buffer. We were outputting 710, and we're inputting 710, outputting 1,080,000. So the energy was like, and then it would cut off for a second while things like restocked, and then right back up. I don't know what confluence of things, because we're only using 374 now, but some confluence of things, and we were using 1,080,000 for a very long time, and I was over here like, but we've got the solar panel 4s are automated, so I can put down as many as I want. These are 3s, these are 4s. We're gonna grab the 5s within episodes, like maybe 1 or 2 more episodes. Yep. Okay. I'm very excited. You should be excited. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm really kind of appreciative of a lot of the support. We haven't even gotten into, Hyper was telling me about all these stone brick facades that you can do. We haven't gotten into ME yet. We've had so much stuff to do, and it's very exciting. We're not even close to the end of the pack. I don't have we're not even close. And that's what I like about this pack, though. It's not like the same thing over and over again. Like Terra Firma Greg. Kind of got to be the same thing over and over again, just the next tier. They added a little bit, but it wasn't enough to keep my interest. And the Terra Firma Graft was getting real fussy with it. But this one is, I want to add a trapdoor here. We may never use it. In fact, I should do a trapdoor there with the player detector, so it opens up as I come close. Or I can just warp it. Sorry, I don't know that I'm going to ever do that. That's so much fiddly stuff that I just doesn't get us anywhere, but I might do it anyways for funsies. And then we can go into our poneglyph castle. Yep. All right. I appreciate you for hanging out with me, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flippity flop.